This is the prototype of a mouse CO2 cartridge car that I made back in middle school. And this is that same prototype now as a wooden base with a brass barrel. And this is a Lego train that I've been working on since last year, just before the New Year's. Wait a second. Wait, what do these two have to do with anything? Hello, and welcome to the 1-year anniversary video of the Anchorage hangar, which was supposed to be a month ago, but let's get over that. The reason why I posted this a month after the actual date was because I spent a month working on a bunch of Lego steam locomotives to unwind from rushing to get all the stuff out before the end of December in 2024. So here's a little gift or a little peek at what's going to happen during 2025. So here's the first Lego steam locomotive that I designed, and this is what I like to call the Cinder class. So it is a 480. It's not based off any real locomotives, it's just purely from my imagination. It used to look more British in design when I first made it, and then I subsequently added parts after the New Year's to make it much more Eurasian or Middle Eastern. So I used techniques that I learned from building the Hogwarts Express from 2018 and applied it here. So you can see these piston rods have the same mechanics as they would on the Hogwarts Express. The tender is what's actually powered. It has two train motors underneath it, and that just pushes the entire locomotive. So this locomotive is based off of a old design that I made back in 2020, I'd like to say. And I used back then parts from another Hogwarts Express from 2018. This is just an updated design to my modern standards for what I think this design would look like. I had originally used a normal train baseplate and just built everything on top of that, and then put the chassis down here. Instead of doing that, I used the 6x24 and built everything on top of that, just because I felt that would be much easier now that I've learned much more. Bunch of lamps, and then number signs up on the top by the funnel, red cab roof, big old tender. Again, this tender is the one that's powered, not the actual locomotive itself. I still haven't figured that out yet. And yeah, this is also a 460. So yeah, simple, though it's half as many parts as the Cinder class. It costs almost double the amount compared to the Cinder class. Cinder class costs around $200 in total parts, in parts costs, and then the base class costs around $400 or more. Now this is my favorite of all the locomotives that I've designed so far. This is Alaska Railroad's engine number 1. It's currently on display on a pedestal outside of the Alaska Railroad depot in downtown Anchorage. It took a lot of iterations to get this right, so yeah, I think that's pretty simple, pretty nice. It's a good little locomotive. It's not powered itself, obviously. You could just power it with a separate powered cart or powered carriage. It's back here. Also, because it's so small, I decided to use chains. Real quickly, I also designed this Alaska Railroad's coach. Oop, that's centered all the way up there, hold on. Mainly because I need custom rolling stock, and I didn't want to just base it off some random like box car, and so it chose Alaska Railroad passenger cars to design this. So yeah, that's kind of all the locomotives I've been working on so far, or that I finished. This is a incomplete S160 class locomotive, in which I'm basing it off of 557, which is currently being restored in Wasilla. I got to visit the locomotive last October, which was nice, but I now have this guy sitting here, incomplete. Still need to work out the boiler, then I need to work out the tender. This is the first locomotive I designed that has an integrated power system, so it will be powered on its own. But yeah, I think Brickmania released a S160 class locomotive, but it's no longer sold, it's out of stock, so I've decided to go ahead and try and build my own.
That's what I've created so far, using Bricklink Studio to create all those steam locomotives. Those tanks will eventually be on the model railway that I'll be making with the LEGO steam locomotives and a bunch of the LEGO track that I've just acquired. Along with some new development, the S160 class locomotive, as of this video's uploading, is finished. Well, finished construction-wise. I still need to test the locomotive. I haven't bought any of the parts for any of my LEGO mocks. So, those tanks will be used on the railway. The locomotives will eventually all be built within this year. And that railway will hopefully be in the works.